Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, do not lease a Tesla unless unless you're this type of purchaser or buyer. There's many different pros, many different cons to leasing a Tesla. So we're going to talk about that and give you some awareness or expectations about leasing a Tesla that you might not be aware about right off the bat, right off of taking a look at the Tesla website, because they kind of don't really give it to you up front. You kind of dig through it and maybe read through some of the experiences of previous people so that you're not surprised when you're leasing a Tesla, because I know that lower lease payment is very attractive. It's a lot lower than financing a Tesla, but I can assure you there's reasons for that. So we're going to talk about that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. Today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And if you wait to the end of this video, I'll give you a good alternative to leasing a Tesla, maybe two different options where you can get a lower monthly payment. So the first one, when you're on Tesla, you can see that, of course, when you're taking a look at any of the vehicles, of course, right now, Model Ys have inventory discounts $4,000 to maybe $5,000 off. Plus, they just dropped the price pretty recently, $1,000. And on top of that, we're also, we're not even at the end of February, and we're certainly not at the end of March. So that's when we're going to see some better deals for the discounts. Of course, there's the $7,500 federal tax credit, but now on a Model Y, that can be on a lease or on a finance purchase. So you're going to get that full $7,500. But really, the first thing is, if you are someone that is not eligible for this $7,500 federal tax credit, if you're someone that makes above these incomes, $300,000 for married, $225,000 for a head of household, and $150,000 for single people, then leasing could make sense because you get the full $7,500 on a lease, but you cannot buy out a lease at the end of the term. So it's kind of a catch-22 when you lease a Tesla, when you get these fantastic lower lease payments. Not on this one because it has an inventory or it's a demo vehicle, but let's say it's this one right here, which is not a demo vehicle, so you should be able to lease this one. You will see that it is a lower monthly payment. In fact, $415 a month with $2,500 down. If you were to compare this equal to a Tesla finance, that's financing it is $636 if you factor in the federal tax credit, so over $200 more for financing versus leasing. So you could probably see that leasing is a lower monthly payment and arguably more attractive. But when you lease a Tesla, you cannot buy it out at all. That is one of the first cons for leasing a Tesla. There's no buyout. You must turn it back into Tesla or the bank, and then they buy it back and probably sell it to Tesla, and then Tesla sells it as a used vehicle. So that's one of the things with that. There's no pay down of equity, whereas if you lease any other type of vehicle, you can usually buy it out and take advantage of any equity at the end of it, like pay off, and then resell it at a higher amount. So that's kind of like one thing. It's purely a rental. And so if you're someone that is waiting for like the Model Y Juniper, but you want or need a vehicle today, then maybe a 2-year lease could make some sense for you. But there's a lot more cons to leasing that you might not be aware about. There's more fees on top of leasing. There's like an acquisition fee and a disposition fee. Acquisition fee is something where you pay at the beginning to start the lease, and a disposition fee, which is around $300 to $400 a month, is here it is, $395 a month at the end of the lease term that you must pay on top of any sort of wear and tear items at the end of the day with leasing. If you don't know what that could be, because Tesla expects, not a perfect vehicle, but they do expect a vehicle that does not have any sort of damages, does not have any sort of dings, curb rash, or anything like that. And so you can quickly Google like end of lease or end of Tesla lease inspection or something to that effect, and you'll see plenty of threads of people that have had certain experiences, like this one right here. Of course, this was 2 years ago, but this is a good reference point. You can see, shout out to Rock Bottom for posting this on Reddit. Lease return excess wear charges $5,400, and you got the full list right here. Front bumper scratch $500, rear quarter panel dent $400, rear fender dent another $400. So most likely this car was not necessarily taken in the best type of condition, but you can see that Tesla is definitely going to be inspecting their vehicles at the end of the lease. So not necessarily a con, but just something you need to be aware about, because leasing, you can't just beat on the car or keep it in whatever condition and turn it back. Tesla will try and get their money back. But we've certainly heard of some like end of lease excess wear waivers, but that's only if you lease another Tesla after that. So you kind of get into this weird cycle with leasing a Tesla on and on again. But if you're looking for the lowest monthly payment for your Tesla, that's where channel sponsors like Tenet come into play. Tenet is an improved Tesla financing partner. It can get you the lowest monthly payment for your Tesla because they can do this by deferring a portion of the loan, maybe even that $7,500 federal tax credit. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. On top of that, you can finance your EV charger and installation through Tenet, extended warranty, and also gap insurance. And if you don't know what gap insurance is, you should definitely look it up, because gap insurance is 100% I recommend when purchasing a Tesla in 2023 and definitely in 2024. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. But thanks for jumping in on this topic. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any comments in the live stream comments. We're going to jump into the next topic after this water break. Shoo, thanks for coming in. Do you think the Model S will get inventory discounts like the Model Y soon? Great question. Actually, that's our next topic. Talk about the Model S at least. Farid, thanks for coming in. When is Juniper coming out? I'm on the fence to wait or buy. Juniper's probably going to be 1 year from now at my best guess. Maybe end of this year, but I don't think Tesla will pull it up that quickly or pull it ahead that quickly. It just doesn't make sense at the moment. In this next topic, Model S prices have dropped over 50%. Let's take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. Shout out to Inside EVs. They posted this. Now you can find a used Tesla Model S Plaid for around $60,000 compared to an original asking price of $131,000. Some used Plaids have lost half of their value over the time of this time period. And this is a great vehicle. I mean, I definitely miss my Model S. It was probably my favorite Tesla so far. Model Y being the best build quality Tesla, Model S being the favorite, and then Model X currently we still have it. It's the best all-around efficient vehicle. I guess always forget Cybertruck. Maybe Cybertruck is the most favorite at the moment, but I just really like how the Model S looks. It's a sleek vehicle, so it's really low and aggressive, but it is crazy to see that now you can buy 2021 Plaids for around $60,000, maybe even less if you're looking to buy a long range, because the Plaids are cool. And actually, when we met up with Vehicle Virgins, we were actually able to drive his Tesla Model S Plaid, and that vehicle is a crazy vehicle at the end of the day in terms of speed and everything like that. But let's take a look at what the cheapest is, see if we can find what is the most inexpensive Tesla Model S refresh at the moment. It started around 2021, so we could probably try and see if there's 2022s, but let's see if we can find some 2021 Model S long ranges, because if they're in like the $50,000 range, that would be an impeccable value, I would say, especially if you can get at least like 2 years of warranty left on it, then that would make a lot of sense. But it seems like all of these are the all the older ones, but here it is. Actually, this is the cheapest Model S that we can find. A 2022 Tesla Model S, or cheapest refresh one that we can find. 2022 Tesla Model S, 122,000 miles at a purchase price of $47,000. That is a crazy low price. I don't know if I'd ever buy that one, but crazy to see that these prices are dropping very, very quickly. And maybe arguably the best deal because it's got air suspension. It's comfortable, but maybe you don't want those repair bills at the end of the day. But if you're interested to see what are all the different price adjustments or market history prices for used cars, you can go to this website, which is cargurus.com, where you can see all the different used car prices listed on CarGurus, and take a look and see, like Model S year over year, average price $34,000, and has had a 33% price drop year over year. We can take specifically we can look at the refresh models, which is 2022 and 2023, and both of those have also dropped 30% year over year. So I would say Model S is a great deal, and if you're looking for a market, or if you're in the market for a sport coupe like that, or like a sports sedan for that matter, then there's other deals as well. Shout out to Car Dealership Guy for posting this. The EV deals are becoming legit insane. One of my followers just posted a freaking 2024 Audi e-tron GT for $600 a month. This is a $110,000 vehicle at a $36,000 discount. Now, there's a couple things to unpack here. He did put $8,000 down via the trade difference or trade positive equity. And if you were to back out that $8,000 down, usually about the rule of thumb is every $1,000 down is about $30 a month. So that's an added $240 to the payment. So this payment at zero down is really like $840 a month, which is still absolutely insane on a $110,000 vehicle. I mean, if you can drive this vehicle for $800 or less a month, then it is a crazy deal at the end of the day. So really, the whole market is starting to feel a lot of pressure, at least all the different EV or electric vehicles out there. And so if you're looking to get a deal, maybe in the next few months, maybe by summer, or maybe even right now is the best time to purchase. Maybe if you can find a deal on it, that really makes a lot of sense for you. But we're going to jump into the next topic, or live stream comments, after this water break. SF City Boy, thanks for coming in. When do you bring the Iron Man to San Francisco? I'll see about getting 2 car seats so you can do a video out here. I don't have kids. That's funny. That'd be funny if you just bought 2 car seats. But really, we're going to a lot of car meets in the LA area. And so probably the next, I don't know when we're going to make it to SF, but it's a good question. My name's Jeff. Thanks for coming in. Quick question on Model Y. Are people watching this not hitting the like button? Thank you for the reminder. My name's Jeff, and thank you for dropping by. Thanks to everybody for watching. Hitting the subscribes and everything, and all the different support. James, how much do you think the 2018 Model 3 rear-wheel drive is worth now? 62,000 miles. That is a great question, and we can actually look it up relatively quickly. So let's see here. 2018, this is my favorite site for looking at used car values because they are a wholesaler site, kind of like CarMax, but on the internet. And they give you a value up front without giving too much information, which is always the best. So Model 3 rear-wheel drive, let's go with long range, right? Long range, you said that. 62,000 miles. What's great about this is you don't even have to put in the state or anything like that. You can just click the button like that. And so it looks like the wholesale value, the absolute lowest value, if you wanted to just dump it today, $18,000. So I would say at this point, listed on Facebook Marketplace or any of these other websites like $22,000, $23,000, and see if you can try and move it at that price point. But I mean, that's a good baseline number right there. SF City Boy, I think I'm pre-ordering Rivian R2 while I wait for the FSD version of 12 to roll out. The wait is forever with both. Yes, 100%. And great point bringing that up. In this next topic, it appears maybe the Rivian R2 price has been leaked. Let's take a look at what we saw. And thank you to SF City Boy for bringing up the Rivian R2. So let's take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So RJ, the CEO of Rivian, just went on a podcast or a show with Forbes. And there was a couple things that he talked about on the podcast or the video that popped out. So the first one that we'll just go right to the point. RJ thinks that a $48,000 EV price is the sweet spot for electric vehicles. So if we were to infer from this, does this mean that the next R2, the Rivian R2 that's releasing on March 7th with a $100 refundable deposit, is it going to be in a middle spot of $48,000 and as low as like $39,000 or $40,000? That would be a very, very, very interesting price and competitive price, because if you take a look at the Model Y, it essentially is that. And if we're looking at the pictures, the leaked pictures of the Rivian R2, and it looks to be as big as some of the other R1Ss or the other vehicles out there, the other Rivians, but maybe just not as big, or maybe it was just an optical illusion at the end of the day. But let's take a look. R2 will be smaller than the R1S, but has the essence of what makes a Rivian. I will say that, you know, after taking a look at the Rivian R1T and stacking it up against the Cybertruck, the Rivian does have a nicer interior with better quality materials. So I will give Rivian that. It's just a different truck though at the end of the day. Next one is we'll go up against the Tesla Model Y when it arrives in 2026. Okay, so 2 years now. RJ thinks that it will be 48,000. We knew that. R2 will meet the battery requirements needed to ensure customers get the 7,500 federal tax credit. I like that. But maybe the price at $48,000 will be after the tax credit of 7,500. Maybe that's what he was talking about. Rivian will soon break down on the $5 billion EV plant in Georgia that will produce 400,000 vehicles annually. That's cool. Georgia will be the main production site for R2 and R3. So there's another vehicle, another maybe SUV or smaller SUV that they're potentially looking to be rolling out as well. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking. Shoo, wish Model S and X had ambient lighting. Yes, that's a feature that needs to come out, and I bet will come out by the end of this year. If I had a betting money, if I was like a betting man, I would say for sure that's coming out to the Model S and Model X by the end of the year with a refresh enhancement. I actually think it's going to come out to the Model Y first and then trickle to the Model S and Model X. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be as aggressive and think it's going to be by the end of this year. Maybe it's going to be like next year or something to that effect. I could see that. In case you missed it, Cybertruck now has new wrap colors on top of this. Now they've got a bunch of new colors from the Tesla shop. We've got satin rose gold, which I think looks pretty nice, kind of like natural titanium on the iPhone. We've got satin abyss blue, which I want to see this in person, because when I saw the dark blue Cybertruck like this the other day, it was definitely gloss. It definitely looked really nice. And so seeing a satin one would be very interesting. I personally think that satin is the way to go with wraps, but there does seem to be appearing more gloss wraps every single day. Here's another one, slip gray, which looks to be like a Nardo, but maybe even more satinish. That would be cool. And also satin stealth black, which is actually sold out for Cybertruck, which is pretty crazy. I think at the end of the day, I'll probably want to land on a black color, but I guess we'll see. And then last is satin ceramic wrap white, which I don't think it looks good, but I mean, to each their own at the end of the day. But really cool colors. Let us know what you think is the best color for the Tesla Cybertruck. And at the end, just remember, these are PPF wraps, which is paint protection film wraps, not just vinyl wrap. So it does protect, which is actually a good thing, because I think on the next wrap color, or maybe the last wrap color, we should go with a paint protection film, because the wrap that we currently have, we took it off-roading twice. We took the Cybertruck off-roading twice, and it started to get a little bit of holes in certain areas. We're just not good Cybertruck owners keeping it good in condition and things like that. Dragon Ball, when does demo vehicles start dropping? I would say probably by Wednesday or Thursday this week, and maybe even, no, probably not next week, probably by the end of this week for sure. All right, what else we got? All right. In this next topic, Ford has dropped the price of the Ford Mach-E across the board. And on top of that, now you can get 0% financing on the Mach-E as well. And on top of that, there's also more discounts on the Ford F-150 Lightning. So let's take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. Shout out to Detroit Free Press. They posted this. Ford custom price of the 2023 Mustang Mach-E by $8,100 and offers 0% financing. Here's all the different price drops across the board. You can see there's about $3,000 drop, $4,000 drop, $8,000 drop, and a couple $7,600 drops. Of course, this is directly in line to compete with the Model Y, and arguably the Model Y is a little bit more aggressive across the board with all their different pricing as well, because you've got the $7,500 federal tax credit. Because I'm not actually sure, does the Ford Mach-E qualify for the $7,500, or do you can only get it on a lease, or can you actually get it when you're financing and buying the car? Or I mean, with Ford, you could actually lease the vehicle, get the full $7,500, and then buy it out immediately after, or like a month after, and still get the full amount. But still crazy to see, and this is good because if you're looking to get a better deal on a Tesla, the more competition that ramps up with all these other different vehicles and more incentives and discounts, the more pressure it does put on Tesla to then go ahead and add more incentives and also add more price drops as well. So really cool to see that this is, well, maybe not really cool to see, but still good to see that competition is ramping up. On top of that, here's another post that the Ford F-150 Lightning you can now get $15,000 off with $7,500 in retail bonus cash and another $7,500 in the federal tax credit. So really interesting to see a lot of different discounts coming to the Ford Lightning lineup and also the Ford EV Lightning. But let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the next topic. Let's see. James, thanks, Dennis. Is $7,600 a fair cost compared to aftermarket PPF wraps? Do you think PPF wraps are needed to compare to vinyl wraps? Still waiting from the Cybertruck here in the SF Bay Area. $6,500 is a lot, period. I mean, now I think I shopped around. You can get your full carb PPF for like $3,500 to $4,000, and so I would say that is about the best price, a good price. $6,500 with color. I mean, I guess it seems okay, fair. But if you're in the SoCal area, definitely check out Bespoke Design Lab and ask for the Dennis deal for any Tesla vehicle. I think really any vehicle, period. I think he was just running a special on the Model 3 and the Model Y, and so certainly hit him up and ask for the Dennis deal on Instagram. But do I think it's fair? I mean, I guess it's okay, but I just don't know if I could invest that type of money on a wrap or PPF wrap. Shoe Card, thanks for coming in. Do you think the Model S is worth it compared to the Model Y being $30K less? I would say if you're not stretching, then yes, I would say Model S, it can be worth it, especially if you can get like a brand new one or like a 1-year-old one, then it definitely could be worth it. Unless you've got like it's about the same size, I guess, at the end of the day. If you do any sort of long commute, because that air suspension, you're really going to feel the difference with it being a lot more comfortable. Dragon Ball, can you cover CAEV incentives? Really, there's nothing at the moment until it's March 1st. And I guess on March 1st, we'll talk about it. But right now, the Clean Cars for All is, I think, or Clean Vehicle Rebate is out. They've ran out of money. And Clean Cars for All, I think, was coming back. But I think coming back on March 1st because there was something about it. But I don't think it's back 100% at the moment. Let's see what we can find here. Maybe it's this one. I was looking at it the other day. Yeah, currently closed, not running any applications. Program will be open March 1st with programmatic changes and expand to the entire Bay Area. So it seems like maybe only Bay Area only, or it seems like it's still, either way, it's not opening for a few more days. So we will need to see what's going on with that in a few days. Let's see if we can find another, because I know there's like a SoCal one. But either way, this is for low income purchasers, like under $30,000, $40,000. It's pretty low for purchasers. Let's see if we can find it. So I think there is another one just for SoCal. I don't know. I'll research it and get back to you guys. Kushi, thanks for coming in. Why would you ever want to buy it at lease? The car is worth so much less than what you owe at the end. Have you all learned your lesson that Teslas wish it would have leased with save 20 grand? I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Most of the time, the manufacturers do lose on a lease, and so you can just wipe your hands and move on to the next car. But every once in a while, you'll be in a situation where you'll have equity on a lease as well. It's happened to me, and it's happened to plenty of people in the past. All right. Well, thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.